This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
It's almost President's Day, and this year I've got a winning strategy for saving big. I'm skipping the phony sales and instead scoring everyday low prices on my favorite pieces from Bob's Discount Furniture. When I shop Bob's, I get more of what I love. More style, more storage, more comfort, more choices, even more years on that precious mattress warranty. All for a fraction of the cost of what you pay at other stores. So this President's Day weekend, stop in or shop online and see how much more you can save when you dare to compare at Bob's.
Dear McDonald's, your breakfast menu? Fire. 10s across the board. I could be happy with anything, even though I ordered the same thing every time. Thanks for not judging me. I'll try something new next time. Maybe.
Score a 2 for $5 deal on a sausage McMuffin with egg and more. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me, I called ART.
Traffic. Main roads are looking good, but traffic is a little sluggish on Southeast Boulevard northbound at 31st Street because of construction. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey Wichita traffic.
Weather.
Mostly sunny, breezy, and cooler today, though a high of 56 keeps us well above average. North winds 15 to 25 and gusty. A few clouds and your overnight low is 30. Becoming partly cloudy on Wednesday, a high of 55. Turning mostly sunny on Thursday, high 64. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Basically, get out of the way.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
How many first place votes should Justin Herbert have gotten?
No, it's 0. He's not an MVP.
Well, it turns out.
No, he got 1 MVP vote.
Sam Monson. He actually posted why he voted for him. He said the guy had the worst offensive line in the season. Despite that, he was working miracles every single game.
The Dan Patrick Show. Middays from 11 until 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
It's time to get back to the sports talk.
All right, let's do this thing. Go!
Sports Daily is on KFH.
And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
And we welcome you back in with the voice of the K-State Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, joining us here on a Tuesday. Wyatt, how are you this morning?
Well, I'm doing pretty well, actually, considering the fact that we're not winning very many games right now. Did you guys think the Super Bowl was boring or really pretty entertaining?
Boring. It was boring.
Boring?
Yeah.
See, I didn't see it as boring as I think everybody else because I really enjoyed Seattle's defense. I thought
fair.
They were
That's fair.
Unbelievable.
I thought last year's Super Bowl was boring when the Chiefs were getting their butts kicked, maybe even more so. This one, at least, it was kind of boring both ways. So the game was close until the fourth quarter. It just didn't feel like the Patriots were going to do anything, but
yeah,
I'm with you. I feel
And the halftime, you loved it?
That's not for me, right? Bad Bunny's not the halftime show aimed at, the middle-aged white guy with 3 kids. Like, I don't know any Bad Bunny, right? That's the thing. Like, I didn't mind. It was fine. Here's what, can we have just a second on this? I'm glad you said this. Why? The more I think about it, like, what is the goal of the halftime show? Like, for everybody out there, do you think the goal of the halftime show is to get people that the NFL is 100% certain are watching the football game? Like, do you think that's who they're aimed for? No. They're trying to get everybody that isn't already going to be there,
Correct.
Right? They're not aiming at it. We're watching a football game, and it didn't matter who. That they could not have a halftime show, and we're going to be locked into that game. So we got to stop pretending like the old crusty sports fans are who's trying to be entertained by the halftime show. No, they're trying to go get everybody else.
Wyatt's deflecting here, so he doesn't want to talk about what happened on Saturday.
I know what he's doing.
We're talking about Bad Bunny at 7:15 on Sports Radio.
I'm aware. My kids and wife do the same thing to me, and I'm aware of it happening. But it's still a good point.
Well, it was a hard game to talk about. You lead for 39 minutes and 30 seconds, and lose another hard, tough game on the road. I think the biggest thing that stood out for me, well, I'll say a couple of things. One, you get only one field goal and a couple of free throws in the last 5:31, and for a second straight year there, they closed the game on a 7-0 run to win the game. That was so frustrating. And then the other factor is that, at least from my perspective, you can't give up 17 offensive rebounds. It's just too many. It's been a problematic thing all year long. Defense and rebounding has been the heel of this team, and it's pretty cut and dried. Now, with all of that said, you guys probably will hate this, but I'm going to say that I appreciated the guys' efforts because being with the team, I think I have a pretty good sense and feel of how poorly Dorian Buka and PJ Haggerty were feeling. It was good to have Kamari back, but you don't have quite enough to win games right now, and that stinks.
Yeah, Coach Tang said after the game, they were talking about adding walk-ons to the team so they could go play a basketball game. They weren't sure if they were going to have 5 guys to play, but they did. And then the talk of the town afterwards is the fact that, it's another one-score loss. It was another, they had a chance, obviously 6 seconds, but it's still a chance, and they didn't get past half court. What do you think the struggle is, in the one-score games that they're losing like this?
Well, I think the two things that stand out at the end of this one is not being, well, I don't remember exactly how many turnovers they had in the last 5 minutes, but I believe it was 4. And the 2 at the very last, the one where you get the ball in right in front of their bench to PJ, that's probably not, you need to go in a different direction and somehow have a little bit better spacing there, I think. And then the other one, and I felt so sorry for Nate Johnson because I thought he played his tail off. His numbers were good. He didn't shoot the balls, perfectly in any stretch of the imagination. But, he had 11 assists, which is a career high, 6 steals, which was a career high, double-figure points game. He had a couple of those steals that led to layups when they really needed it. But he had that, big turnover very late too. And it just, unforced errors continue to plague this team too. It's just, it's just kind of what it is. I think at the end of the day, guys, I do think we've seen it so much that you get into that last 4 or 5 minutes and it's almost like they're waiting like, okay, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen now? What are we going to do wrong? Or what kind of mistake are we going to make? And that, you can't, it's easy to say you can't play like that, but you can't play like that.
There's a difference between trying to win and trying not to lose, is what everybody always says.
Yeah, no question about it. And again, I think their effort, they haven't quit or anything like that, at least from my vantage point. There are some that would disagree with that, and I respect that. But again, I think this was a perfect example of, TCU's not the biggest team by any stretch of the imagination. K-State was out-rebounded 40-25, right? And now you got a team coming in here tomorrow night who has lots of size and athleticism, and those are the kind of teams that bother K-State. That's an obvious statement right now.
Well, that's a point I think that's good. We had this discussion yesterday. What feels worse, letting another one slip away or losing by 30 at home to Iowa State? I think the latter feels way worse because that apathy starts to set in. Like, I'd much rather be frustrated and talking about the decision late in the game, game you had a chance to win, rather than what we had to talk about last week, which was getting housed and then having a coach do whatever in the like. This was still better, and I think it does show they haven't given up. Obviously, the program's going through some other stuff off the court,
right?
But it's at least they're still playing. At least they're still trying to play, even shorthanded.
Yeah, and who knows what the game would have been like had it not been for Marcus Johnson. We didn't talk about that, and that's probably on me. You got to at least throw it out there. I'm not trying to be funny in any way. I'm not even sure if TCU even knew who in the hell he was. He had scored 5 points all year, I think I heard Stan say. I didn't look at that at my chart, but I'm going to take his word for it.
Yeah.
And then he comes out and
5 threes.
Some threes and had 15 points in the game and really got K-State off to a good start. I think that's the other frustration for the fan base is to be up like that, I think 18 at one point in the first half. And then they get careless at the end of the half or, the last part of the first half. And TCU has an 18-4 run to close to within 46-42. And you think you should lead by double digits, and you're up 4 going to halftime. Yeah. And you just had that feeling that, oh, boy, here we go.
Yep. Now coming up next is Cincinnati, as you're saying. They've, found their struggles, as much as we talk about, Coach Tang and the things that he says after the game. Wes Miller just had his own headlines coming out last week after they struggled and took a different approach. And it's interesting stuff of what's going on in Cincinnati as well. What do they say? This is a rock and a hard place type of game for both teams. Something's got to give, right?
Yeah, and like K-State, they've been somewhat inconsistent, and I think last week would prove that out. You mentioned the West Virginia game. They lose that game and score 54 points, lose 59-54, and then play, from my perspective, a much longer, more athletic team in UCF. Both of these were home games, and they beat them 92-72. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but sometimes that's matchups, and that's Big 12 basketball. But Cincinnati's a team that, again, they've got Mustafa Cham back. He started the game on Sunday, and he's every bit of 7'2" and 250 and pretty active. And Baba Miller has been really good for them. Those guards, Jizzle James and Day Thomas, have been good. They've got a couple of freshmen that they really like. So they have pieces. But the reality of it is they haven't shot the ball very well all year long from almost everywhere. From 2, from 3, from the free throw line. I'm really hopeful that K-State can get this one. But again, it goes back to, can you not only get off to a good start, but in the middle play pretty well, and then close the game once? I'd like to see him play really well in the last few minutes of the game. I hope they can do that.
Is Marcus Johnson got staying power from what you've heard or seen at practice or anything? Like, is there a chance he's actually
if they've only got 6 players, somebody's got to play.
Well, right, but guys blossom like this. Opportunity creates a lot of things. Do you think he's that kind of player, or was that maybe flash in the pan there?
No, the reason I don't think it's a flash in the pan. Let's just be honest here. He's too heavy, right? He's overweight. Everybody sees that. That's been a real troubling thing for him. But this is a guy that has made 193 career threes, guys. It's just not – he just didn't go out there and just throw them up and for the first time in his life hit a few. He's played a lot of basketball. He was a good player in the MAC, but again has faced that weight issue. And I really think that the guys that brought him in thought that they could get more weight off of him and that would help. But it hasn't necessarily worked out that way, but Saturday was okay. So being shorthanded, you hope that maybe he can do a little bit more, but like do it again type thing. But we'll see. In a year of inconsistencies, it's hard to expect that he will do it again, but I'm hoping he will.
Yeah, I guess from what you've seen, Wyatt, as they go into this one, obviously, I don't even know. Is it the flu? I don't even know what it is. Somebody got sick with something. Everybody was feeling like crap. It felt like. Are things better? Do you expect to see a cleaner bill of health?
I do. At least from the flu perspective.
Yeah.
Again, I'll stress. I'm just going to be honest. I felt sorry for Doreen. He looked really, really rough, and I know how bad he felt. PJ was about a little bit better than that, and that's the interesting part between the two. Doreen played like 4 minutes, and PJ played 39 and had 30 points. PJ, the definition of gutting it out would have been that for him on Saturday without question. And even to get 24 minutes out of Kamari after he had missed 4 or 5 games, that's pretty good, right? Hopefully he'll be good to go again. We'll see. They're still, going to be without Abdi for a little while yet, and Elias, I don't know what to tell you on him. I think they're frustrated with that. I would like to think he could be back either Wednesday or Saturday, but, I kind of thought that last week too, so I'm just not sure.
Real quick, Wyatt, before we let you go, football, it's kind of a quiet time. There aren't many of them, but it is kind of a quiet time.
Yeah.
Are things, are people, are vibes high for the Colin Klein work? This is kind of the quiet work now, right?
It is, but it's fun watching them. A lot of that stuff in the winter conditioning is stuff that they're doing with just the strength conditioning people and not the coaching staff, of course. But they, I've seen them on the football field. I've seen them in the indoor, and they're in the weight room, and it's kind of the boring time, but yet they know how important it is. And one thing that's impressed me is just every time I get a glance at them, pretty much everything they're doing, they're really doing it with a lot of emotion, and that tells me that they're excited. I do think that the coaches feel like they've got a good group in place. They just got to continue to get better and get ready for a season that's upcoming. And I know the fans are excited. The tickets are, on sale now and all of that. I like our home schedule, and it'll be here before you know it, right? I mean, it seems like forever, right?
No more football to talk about. Super Bowl's over. We're done until August. We got to get through week one of college football right? Now.
Yeah,
exactly.
Football's such a great sport, and you go through that holiday season where you have at least a game almost every day between college and pro football. You kind of miss it when it goes away, right?
That's right.
You do.
Right.
Yeah.
Wyatt, we'll let you be our Big 12 insider. What'd you think of KU last night?
Very impressive. Darren Peterson or no Darren Peterson. I mean, how well did Flory Badunga play? And it wasn't just Flory, but I thought early Tiller was insanely good. You can see that he is gaining confidence inside and out. You have to put Council on the most underrated group in the league, don't you? I love his athleticism and how excited he plays. And with that said, they had to earn it, man. I didn't think, this is just me, I didn't think Arizona played very well in the last 10 minutes. They certainly didn't, but some of that was KU's defense. It was a high-level game, man. I hope they get to play again, once or twice.
Yeah, right there.
I wouldn't mind seeing that at all, or whatever.
Get him in the tournament.
Maybe 3 times.
It's something crazy. I don't know if K-State's ever. I'm trying to remember if they've ever had a player with as much national eyeball as Darren Peterson has. I don't know, Wyatt. I don't think they have. I mean, even as big a prospect as Avery was, a top 11 quarterback, and all the camps and all that coming in, I don't think I've seen anything like
Michael Beasley. Is that the name that we got to throw out here?
The closest thing.
Was he that kind of NBA prospect right out of the gate?
I think probably so. I don't know if you would say he would have been like what they're talking with him being the number 1 pick, but Michael was going to be a one and done. He was going to be, a top 10 pick in the draft, top 5 pick in the draft. And if you go back and look at the numbers, he was really dominant in his one season here. It was a pleasure to be able to watch him. Some guys just make it look pretty easy, and the game is not that, as we all know. So he'd probably be the closest thing on the basketball floor for somebody that would be, like that. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Peterson now. I think their fans are getting a little bit frustrated with it, but hey, if you're going to beat Arizona without him, I guess it's all right.
That's what I'm curious about, Wyatt. You talk about, nobody expected K-State's season to go the way that it did. Nobody expected KU to be as good as they were without Darren Peterson. As I just told Jacob in the last segment, is we're sitting here in August and September about, they'll be fine with Peterson. What about everybody else? I have no idea. Everybody else is good enough to beat the number 1 team in the country. You called a game without Peterson playing in it. Yeah. That team is good without him.
I heard an announcer early in the conference season say that as much as they're playing without him, at some point it's going to benefit them. And
that's
I
what
thought
they
that
said
was
last night.
perfectly
Exactly.
said. And I said to myself, boy, if that is true, once he gets back and is really cooking, who knows what's possible? Well, what's possible is they just beat the number one team in the country. They're all of a sudden they're ranked in the top 10. And what kind of seed would you give them today?
I mean, they got to be on the 2 line. I think now they're going to be like,
I mean, after that win, 2 probably.
Even 3 weeks ago, you wouldn't have. I mean, they would have been
3 weeks ago.
4
they were
or 5 by then.
5.
So hey, we got a long way to go too. They have so many big tests right now, right?
It's so strange because they really are 2 different teams. Like we're watching 2 different teams. There's the Peterson team and the not Peterson team, and the not Peterson team's getting pretty good.
Yeah. No one would argue with you on that this morning.
Hey, what was the stat last night, Wyatt? That was the first time KU beat a number 1 team in Lawrence since they beat K-State in 1953. Do you remember that game? Can you break that one down for us?
I'm old, but I don't remember that one. That's a great when you think about those early days, though. Starting at about that time through the late 50s. I had a lot of conversations over the years with Ernie Barrett about that time frame and the Kansas basketball history. That must have been. I wouldn't have minded living that one, right? I mean, you think about Bob Boozer and Jack Parr against some of the big guys that KU had. You know, somebody like Wilt Chamberlain. I mean, seriously.
Were they playing
Who wouldn't
Sandstorm
want to see that?
back then?
Yeah, Sandstorm playing.
Rowdy.
Yeah.
All right, Wyatt. We appreciate it. Let's talk again next week.
Fellas.
There's Wyatt Thompson, voice of the K-State Wildcats. Love having him in. We're going to come right back. We'll talk about that KU game next.
This is Sports Radio KFH.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
As a man, finding a great pair of pants feels harder than it should. Some look sharp but feel stiff. Others are comfortable but wrinkle, stain, or lose their shape by noon. And if you're working, traveling, or constantly on the move, most pants just cannot keep up. That's where Jack Archer comes in.
JackArcher.com delivers one pair of pants designed for real life. Whether it's golf with the guys or date night with someone special, these pants will keep you comfortable and looking polished wherever the day takes you.
That's right, Mark. The Jack Archer Jet Setter Tech Pant is wrinkle-free, stain-resistant, and built to hold its shape all day. With customizable fit options and multiple colors, these are the one pair of pants you'll want to wear every day.
Jack Archer, ready when you are. For a limited time, get 15% off your first order with code GETJACK at jackarcher.com. Again, that's promo code GETJACK at jackarcher.com for 15% off your first order.
This is attorney Omid Azari from Azari Law. If you've been injured in an accident and feel like no one is fighting for you, it's time to fight back. Call Azari Law at 888-828-HURT. Just with one call, you can put a proven legal team on your side. Azari Law has been serving the DMV for over 15 years, proudly fighting for our local community. I was born and raised right here in the DMV, and my team is made up of experienced, reputable local attorneys dedicated to fighting for injury victims just like you. Follow us on all social platforms at azari.law. That's AZARI.LAW. Don't wait, don't settle. Fight back with Azari Law. With offices in Maryland, D.C., and Virginia, my team and I are ready to stand up for you. Call 888-828-HURT. That's 888-828-HURT. And let us fight back for you.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir.
Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
At Kansas City Proton Institute, we're delivering the future of cancer care with state-of-the-art proton therapy right here in KC. If you have breast, head and neck, or brain cancer, proton therapy may be a better treatment than conventional radiation. Don't wait. Get your second opinion at Kansas City Proton Institute. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced proton therapy team. Learn more at kcpi.com. Kansas City Proton Institute, where you see the best in KC.